Before we move on to the question and answer round, we'd like to call up two special people that both the girls and all of Upsilon Theta could not have made this pageant possible without them. First, Miss Crystal Muckle. She please come to the stage. Crystal was dedicated throughout this every practice. She had these young ladies striving for the best, and we could not have made the opening dance and everything else you saw tonight possible without her. Thank you, Crystal. And second, but not least, Miss Nadine De La Rosa. We called her the drill sergeant during practices because she made sure that these ladies strived and did only perfection, and we could not have made it possible without her. Thank you, Nadine. Number one, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Your question is, are you concerned about the growing influx of illegal immigrants over American borders? And what policies would you like to see implemented to deal with this problem?
I am concerned with the influx of illegal immigrants into our country. Not only does it affect our economy, it affects us as a nation. We have people who feel threatened by illegal immigrants because they feel that they are here for bad reasons to harm our people. I think that we could incorporate policies to make sure that everyone has good intentions and is working together to not only strive to help our country progress, but make our country continue to be one of the competing countries of the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Contestant number two. Good evening, contestant number two. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Your question is our culture becoming a culture of violence? And does the proliferation of violent movies and video games contribute to the increase in violence?
Can you repeat the question, please?
The question is, is our culture becoming a culture of violence? Does the proliferation of violent movies and video games contribute to the increase in violence?
Yes, I feel like our country is becoming of violence. I feel as if we need to choose wisely who's our role models, even if it's in a movie or a music video or just a television show. You can watch certain shows and you can take any lessons that you want to take from it. But like I said, you need to choose wisely who's your role models and what exactly you want to take from the experience that they were trying to portray in the media. Thank you.
Thank you. Contestant number three. Good evening, contestant number three. How are you doing this evening?
Fine, yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Your question is, in the last decade, the United States has doubled its budget on education, but research shows that test scores have since flatlined. Why do you feel performance has not improved with the constant increase in funding to our educational program?
I feel like test scores haven't improved, we are getting more funding for education, because I don't think as many students are as willing to get in school and perform and learn. I think they're more concerned about their image rather than their education. So I would have to say, I think that test scores are steadily decreasing instead of increasing because kids are more concerned with their image rather than their education. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 3. Good evening, contestant number 4. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How much influence do you think the media and the music industry have on today's African American women, their perception and overall sense of self-worth?
I think that the media has a very important role on the women in today's society because they portray them to be of lower worth than they should be, and then some individuals, some women, can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. How much influence do you think the media and the music industry have on today's African American women, their perception and overall sense of self-worth?
The media has a very strong influence on the women of today because it portrays them in a very the media today portrays women to be women who are lower than what they should be. They portray them to be someone who's not worthy of the respect that they should get as go-go dancers, strippers and stuff like that in the media, such as music videos, and some women who don't have a father figure in their lives may turn to bad things such as drugs and things like that and go down the wrong path. Thank you.
Contestant number 5. Good evening, contestant number 5. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine, thank you.
Your question is, in your opinion, what is the secret to success?
I believe the secret to success is just to have your mindset on what you want to do and achieve it no matter what you have to do. Thank you.
Good evening, contestant number 6.
Good evening.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Your question is, given the constitutional right to bear arms, do you support gun control? And how do you limit gun ownership without undercutting constitutional rights?
Can you please repeat the question?
The question is, given the constitutional right to bear arms, do you support gun control? How do you limit gun ownership without undercutting constitutional rights?
I do support the fact that everyone should have the right to bear arms. I feel that people get guns and don't know how to control themselves. They go out here shooting young people and killing them off for any type of reason, and they're killing off our youth. And I feel that if people don't have the right to bear arms, there will be more violence within our world when we all need to have world peace and come together as one. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, contestant number 7. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Your question is, what do you feel is the biggest problems kids face today in the United States?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Of course. Your question is, what do you feel is the biggest problem kids face today in the United States?
I feel the biggest problem kids face today is the lack of encouragement towards education. I feel that if they were encouraged more, that younger kids would be more apt to going to college and doing better in their life and achieving more. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, contestant number 8. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. Your question is, with the ongoing violence in schools, what do you think your platform can be to help with that?
With the outgoing violence that's going on in schools, I think what I can do to help is install more programs in schools that will help these kids have an outlet to talk to anyone that they need to if there's something going on at home that they can't talk to with their parents. And just to motivate them that they are special and that they should not put violence onto other people. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, contestant number 9. How are you tonight?
Good evening, I'm great, and you?
I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Your question is, do you think the media is living up to their responsibility to simply report the facts instead of making the news?
Good evening. I feel like the media has a responsibility to our youth, to everyone who watches it. I feel like some of these music videos and other things like that are not taking their responsibility because they are portraying negative facts of Americans, and other foreigners are watching them and they think that we are something that we're not. They need to step their game up and show responsibility because they are who our children and who we watch every day. And they are our role models, believe it or not. The media is who we watch, is who we follow. Because we, as a nation, we follow who we see, even though we're supposed to be following ourselves. So they do have a responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, contestant number 10. How are you this evening?
I'm great.
Your question is, who do you consider to be the most successful women living today and why?
Can you repeat the question, please?
The question is, who do you consider to be the most successful woman living today and why?
I believe Michelle Obama is a very successful woman. She is a wife of a president, so she has to follow the regulations of the country. She is a mother, and she is a great spokesperson for women all across the country, advocating to work out and to do the best you can within your education. Thank you.
And that ends our competition for tonight. In just a few minutes, we will have the new and first ever Miss Black and Gold of 2012 here at FAU.
We would like to thank all that has helped with the pageant, such as judges, advisors, decoration committee, the stores that provided the awards, and who purchased the ads in today's program book. Lifelong Learning Center staff, the undergrad and the alumni chapters that came out to support.